By 1914, Europe stood on the edge of a crisis that would soon change the world forever. Most people believed life would continue as it always had, unaware of the disaster ahead. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand visited Sarajevo. Few could imagine that this visit would become one of history's most important turning points.
The assassination of the Archduke triggered a chain reaction across Europe.
Existing alliances quickly pulled nation after nation into the growing conflict. Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire formed the Central Powers. Opposing them stood Britain, France, Russia, and their allies. Within weeks, millions of soldiers were mobilized for war. What began as a regional crisis became a global conflict. Across the Atlantic, the United States watched the conflict from a distance. President Woodrow Wilson believed America should remain neutral. Wilson urged Americans to stay out of Europe's war. Many Americans agreed that the conflict was not their fight. The nation focused on prosperity, while Europe battled across trenches and battlefields. But America's economy remained closely connected to events overseas. American businesses traded heavily with allied nations.
Even while neutral, the United States felt the war's growing impact.
Germany turned to a powerful new weapon, the submarine. German U-boats threatened ships crossing the Atlantic. One passenger ship would soon become famous around the world.
That ship was the Lusitania.
In 1915, hundreds of travelers crossed the ocean aboard the liner. But danger was lurking beneath the waves. A German submarine attacked the Lusitania. The ship sank in less than 20 minutes. Nearly 1,200 people lost their lives. Among the victims were 128 American citizens. The tragedy shocked the American public. Public anger toward Germany grew rapidly. Many people demanded a stronger response. Yet President Wilson still hoped to avoid war.
He continued to defend the policy of neutrality.
The conflict continued through another difficult year. Meanwhile, Europe remained trapped in brutal trench warfare. Millions of soldiers faced hardship on the Western Front. The war seemed to have no end. Americans followed developments with growing concern. International trade continued despite increasing risks. German leaders searched for ways to break the stalemate. Then, in 1917, everything changed. British intelligence intercepted a secret communication. The message came from Germany's foreign ministry. It contained a proposal that would shock the United States. Germany suggested an alliance with Mexico.
The proposal referenced territory once belonging to Mexico. When the message became public, outrage spread across America. Many citizens now believed neutrality could no longer be maintained. At the same time, Germany resumed unrestricted submarine warfare.
In April 1917, President Wilson prepared to ask Congress for war. President Wilson appeared before Congress with a historic request. He argued that the world must be made safe for democracy.
The nation stood at a crossroads between peace and war. After intense debate, lawmakers reached a decision.
Congress voted to declare war on Germany.
America had officially entered the First World War. Thousands volunteered almost immediately. Patriotism swept across communities nationwide. The United States began building a massive fighting force. Many recruits had never traveled far from home. They now prepared for service overseas.
Training camps operated around the clock. New meets. American industry quickly shifted into wartime production.
Factories expanded output at an unprecedented scale. Every part of the economy contributed to the war effort. Soon, troops began crossing the Atlantic Ocean. For many, it was their first journey beyond America. The voyage remained dangerous because of submarine threats. At last, American forces reached Europe. Their arrival brought new hope to the Allied cause. After years of war, Allied nations desperately needed reinforcements. Many European armies were physically and emotionally exhausted. The fresh American troops boosted morale across the front. American resources were just as important as American soldiers. More troops arrived every month. The balance of power slowly began to shift. Allied leaders recognized a new opportunity. Cooperation among allied nations grew stronger.
American units gradually took on larger combat roles.
They fought alongside experienced Allied forces. Success depended on planning, logistics, and endurance. By 1918, momentum favored the Allies.
Germany faced increasing pressure on multiple fronts.
Years of conflict had drained men, resources, and morale. Civilians also struggled under the weight of war. Economic strain spread across the continent.
The final chapter of the war was approaching.
Leaders began discussing an end to the conflict. A ceasefire agreement was arranged. Negotiators worked to stop the fighting. On November 11, 1918, history was made. At the 11th hour, the guns fell silent. After 4 years of war, peace finally arrived. People celebrated the end of an unimaginable conflict.
Families hoped the world could begin healing.
But the scars of war remained everywhere. Entire regions had been devastated by years of fighting. Millions of lives had been forever changed. Now the victors faced a new challenge, creating a lasting peace. In 1919, the world's leaders gathered in Paris to shape the future. The fighting had ended, but the struggle to build peace was only beginning. Representatives from around the world gathered in Paris. Their mission was to determine what the post-war world would look like. President Woodrow Wilson arrived with a bold vision. He believed peace should be fair, lasting, and based on cooperation.
His proposal became known as the 14 Points. The plan called for greater openness and international cooperation. It also supported the idea of self-determination for many peoples. Wilson hoped national groups could govern themselves peacefully. Most importantly, he proposed a new organization to prevent future wars.
This organization would become the League of Nations. Wilson believed collective security could preserve peace. But not everyone shared Wilson's vision. Many European nations had suffered enormous losses.
Hispanic could sent this amnesty.
France and Britain wanted stronger guarantees against future threats.
They believed Germany should face significant consequences. Negotiations became increasingly difficult. Compromises emerged from months of debate. The final agreement would be signed at Versailles. The location itself carried enormous historical symbolism. German delegates faced difficult terms. These documents represent the culmination of years of arduous negotiation, finally securing the lasting peace generations had yearned for. The Great War fundamentally reshaped the political landscape of Europe. The treaties of Versailles dismantled the old empires, redrawing the continent entirely. The Treaty of Versailles drastically reshaped the map of Central Europe, forcing Germany to cede significant territory to its neighbors, particularly Poland. Disarmament is not merely the absence of war, but the forging of peace. Here, the relics of conflict are finally laid to rest. This ledger documents the precise financial obligations, the reparations that ultimately reshaped the economic future of the region. In June 1919, the treaty was signed. Many hoped the agreement would prevent another major war. Reactions varied across different countries. In Germany, many viewed the treaty as deeply unfair.
The agreement became a source of resentment. Lusitania.
Some leaders believed the treaty was necessary for security. Wilson remained focused on the League of Nations. The League was designed to encourage peaceful cooperation. It represented a new experiment in global diplomacy. Many people saw the League as humanity's best hope for peace. Wilson returned to the United States seeking support. But a difficult political battle awaited him.
The Senate would decide whether America joined the League.
Yeah.
Many lawmakers had serious concerns.
Critics feared international commitments might limit American independence.
They worried future conflicts could pull America into foreign wars. Wilson launched a nationwide campaign to gain public support.
He urged Americans to embrace international cooperation.
He believed the League could help preserve world peace.
The demanding tour placed enormous strain on the president. His health began to decline during the campaign. Meanwhile, opposition in the Senate remained strong.
Ultimately, the Senate rejected the treaty agreement.
America chose not to join the League of Nations and turned inward once again. After rejecting the League of Nations, America focused once again on its own affairs. Many Americans believed the nation should avoid future European conflicts. The country entered a new decade with confidence and optimism. Unlike much of Europe, America's industrial infrastructure remained intact. This advantage helped fuel extraordinary economic growth.
The United States was emerging as a global economic leader. American products reached markets around the world.
Cities expanded as commerce and industry flourished. Millions of workers benefited from rising employment.
Increased incomes encouraged consumer spending.
A new consumer culture began taking shape.
Modern conveniences became symbols of progress.
Americans increasingly embraced new lifestyles.
Mass production made products more affordable than ever. Manufacturing efficiency transformed the economy. One industry led this transformation: the automobile. Cars could now be produced quickly and at lower cost. For the first time, many ordinary families could afford a car.
The automobile changed how Americans lived and traveled. Distance suddenly felt much smaller.
New businesses emerged to serve the growing number of drivers. Entire industries developed around automobile culture. Cities became centers of innovation and opportunity. Corporate America expanded rapidly.
Investors grew increasingly confident about the future.
The decade became known for ambition and optimism.
The war had also changed the role of women in society.
During the war, women had taken on new responsibilities. Their contributions challenged traditional expectations. The movement for political equality gained new momentum. For decades, activists had fought for voting rights.
Their efforts were finally approaching success.
In 1920, a historic constitutional amendment was adopted.
The 19th Amendment expanded voting rights to women nationwide.
It marked one of the most significant milestones in American democracy.
Millions of women could now participate directly in the political process.
I haven't had this much fun in ages.
Here's to the nights we won't remember. Cheers! Read all about it. Big gains on Wall Street. Get your paper.
Broadcasting across the country, these steel giants brought news and entertainment to millions, forever changing the American landscape.
People could now share news and entertainment in real time.
Radio helped create a shared national culture.
The country seemed to be entering a bright new era.
Economic growth appeared unstoppable.
Confidence in the future reached extraordinary levels. The Roaring Twenties were beginning to take shape. Industry, technology, and consumer culture were transforming America. The nation stood at the forefront of a rapidly changing world.
But even greater social and cultural changes were still ahead.
While prosperity spread, many Americans searched for new opportunities beyond the rural South. Millions of African Americans began moving north in search of better lives. This movement became known as the Great Migration. Families traveled hundreds of miles toward growing industrial cities.
They headed toward places like Chicago, Detroit, and New York.
Factories offered jobs that many hoped would provide a better future.
Entire communities began building new lives in urban America.
New neighborhoods quickly became centers of culture and enterprise.
Entrepreneurs opened stores, restaurants, and local businesses.
Strong communities formed around shared experiences and aspirations.
One neighborhood would become especially influential: Harlem.
Located in New York City, Harlem became a cultural center. Creative talent flourished throughout the community.
A remarkable cultural movement was taking shape.
This period became known as the Harlem Renaissance.
Authors explored identity, history, and the African American experience.
Their voices reached audiences across the nation. One of the most influential figures was Langston Hughes.
Hughes captured both struggles and dreams through his writing.
His work became a defining voice of the era.
Music also transformed American culture.
Jazz exploded in popularity during the Roaring Twenties.
Its energy and creativity captivated audiences.
Jazz represented freedom, innovation, and modern life.
Nightclubs became gathering places for music lovers.
The new sounds spread far beyond major cities. People across America embraced the genre.
Alongside jazz, blues music gained a wider audience. The blues expressed resilience, hardship, and hope.
These musical traditions influenced generations of artists.
American culture was becoming more dynamic and diverse.
The Roaring Twenties brought excitement and change.
A new generation embraced modern attitudes.
These women became known as flappers.
They challenged many traditional social expectations.
The decade became famous for its lively social scene.
Entertainment became a major part of urban life.
Americans eagerly sought new forms of recreation.
Another industry was rapidly expanding: motion pictures. Film studios produced stories that captivated audiences. Hollywood emerged as the center of the movie business.
Millions visited theaters every week.
Cinema became one of America's favorite forms of entertainment.
Radio was transforming communication at the same time. Broadcasts could instantly reach audiences across vast distances.
Millions listened to the same programs together.
Radio connected Americans like never before. A cultural revolution was reshaping the nation.
The United States appeared more confident and modern than ever. But beneath the excitement, hidden economic dangers were beginning to grow.
While prosperity defined the Roaring Twenties, another social experiment was underway. In 1920, a nationwide alcohol ban took effect.
This period became known as Prohibition.
The goal was to reduce social problems linked to alcohol. Supporters believed the policy would improve American society. But the results proved far more complicated. Secret venues known as speakeasies appeared across the country.
Many Americans ignored the restrictions.
These hidden locations became popular social gathering spots.
Enforcing the ban proved extremely difficult.
Illegal supply networks quickly expanded.
Organized crime groups saw new opportunities.
One city became especially famous during this era: Chicago. There, criminal organizations accumulated enormous influence.
Illegal enterprises generated vast amounts of money. One of the most well-known figures was a powerful leader of the era. His name became synonymous with the Prohibition era. Law enforcement faced constant challenges. Authorities searched for ways to combat illegal operations.
Meanwhile, another trend was capturing national attention.
The stock market was booming.
Many Americans believed prosperity would continue indefinitely.
The relentless clatter of the ticker tape machine was the heartbeat of the exchange, disseminating information across the globe in real time.
Investing became popular among everyday Americans.
People from many backgrounds entered the market.
Credit became easier to obtain.
Americans increasingly bought products on installment plans.
Easy credit fueled a culture of consumption. Spending reached unprecedented levels.
Confidence in the economy remained extremely high.
Many investors assumed prices could only rise. Warnings from cautious observers were often ignored. Some experts noticed signs of imbalance.
Production was beginning to outpace demand. Not every sector of the economy was thriving.
Household borrowing continued to increase.
Many investors relied heavily on borrowed funds.
An economic bubble was quietly forming beneath the surface. By 1929, risks were becoming difficult to ignore.
Confidence began to show signs of weakness. Investors watched events with growing anxiety.
The era of endless optimism was nearing its end.
A major economic turning point was approaching.
Few understood how dramatically life was about to change.
The entire nation would soon feel the consequences. In just 15 years, America had undergone extraordinary transformation.
The nation emerged from war stronger, wealthier, and more influential.
But rapid change also created new risks and unanswered questions.
The story of the Roaring Twenties was one of ambition, innovation, and uncertainty. From World War to Cultural Revolution, America entered a new age, one that would soon face its greatest economic test yet.